Welcome to this month's Something Artsy. I'm Lisa Besmer, and on behalf of State Street Theater, we want to thank you for joining us today. Each month, we bring you a lineup of presenters on what is happening in the New Ulm area. Something Artsy is produced by State Street Theater in collaboration with the New Ulm Area Access Cable Television, whose filming of this show makes it possible. State Street is grateful to the City of New Ulm for partnering with us. We would also like to thank the New Ulm Area Foundation, Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council, and Minnesota State Arts Board, and the taxpayers of Minnesota who provide grant funding through the Legacy Fund. We have a great lineup this month, and we start with no one else but Kurt Van Esten from Shell's Brewery, and there's always something exciting going on at Shell's Brewery.
We try.
So we're just getting over the holidays, and you are gonna start off 2024 with a fire.
Yeah, literally a fire. Yeah, so we're going to kind of kick off everyone's New Year's resolutions of, we hope everyone's kind of, at some point here, maybe winter will truly show up.
Oh, I don't think so. I'm hoping not. I'm good with this.
But yeah, so after the holidays, we're going to do, on the 6th, down in our woods, we're going to do a Christmas tree burn. So a good old-fashioned kind of college, high school party with coolers of beer and a bonfire and some music and just kind of a super laid-back hangout party.
And
so,
if you haven't been to Shell's, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because you have to get to the gift shop at every other month, it seems like, because there's always something different. But there is a big pile of wood down in the woods already that you're going to be burning. But
so
people can bring their
Christmas
trees?
tree. Yes,
Okay.
we'll trade you your tree for a beer. So we'll get you a
Okay.
drink token if you bring your tree. You want to throw it on the fire and kind of bring in the new year and get rid of the holidays. But yeah, we're planning on having a bunch of people down there and just kind of hanging out.
And so down at the fire, you're going to have certain kind of beers, right?
Yeah, we're just going to have a cooler with a couple beers.
Like Deer Brand, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we're going to do Deer Brand and Fire Brick and
Premium Light?
Premium Light. You
Okay.
got me there. Yeah.
Yep, okay.
And then, but the visitor center will be open. So if there's something
Okay.
that you really want to drink, you can walk your
Walk
way
up
up
there.
the hill and grab it. But yeah, we're
Right.
trying to make it easy and fun and just crack a beer
old-fashioned.
around a fire.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'm getting back to, so this is going to start airing in January, but you just finished a week or so ago with the Santa at Shell's, and I heard through experts, meaning 3 little grandchildren of mine, that it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
and,
we had a lot of fun with that. Yeah,
and it was beautiful. Besides.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really, really nice day. It was a really busy day. We had a bunch of crafts and different things to do and cookie decorations and ornament decorations, and we really wanted to not just have it be, here's Santa, get out of here. We really want you to hang out and really enjoy the atmosphere, because I think that it's kind of infectious when you see one kid go up to
Yes.
Santa and, that it builds and builds and builds. You get to see Santa, and we don't want it to end there. We want you to
Right.
be able to hang out and have fun, and then mom and dad too. I mean, as the kids are hanging out, to
So
grab
in
a
these
beer.
cool, you could paint the ornaments, you could decorate the cookies, or take them with you,
Yep.
or whatever, and everything was free. I mean, unless you wanted a beer, of course. But I mean, it was really what a great thing.
Yeah,
it was
we're really
neat.
Yeah, my big thing for this next year, I guess my resolution for Shells is to do. I'm working on kind of a kid-friendly series to kind of. I think there's a lot of stuff to do around town, but I think something more kind of constant.
Right.
We've really seen the things grow with. We did the zombie hunt, and we do Halloween now. We did the Easter egg hunt, and it really seems that kind of those family-friendly events give us a really good kickoff to the day, and
Right.
It's kind of hard to not have a good day after tons of the families come through.
Yeah,
It
right.
just kind of just feeds into the positivity of the day, and my
Exactly.
staff feeds off of that, and it's just a great thing to do.
And what a great day that you could go and see Santa and do all these fun crafts, have a beer, Mom and Dad, and then you could go down and look at the deer, Shell's deer. I mean, what a great thing. So I want to say kudos to you
Thank
on
you.
that, because
Thank
I
you.
heard from the best that it was really a great day.
Yeah, Santa really loves Shells, so it's
Yes,
good to have
I
him
noticed on
under our-
Facebook
yeah.
that he really does like Shells. So the other thing is so January 6th, is that a kid-friendly event also?
For sure, it's from
Okay.
6 to 10.
Okay,
It's just going to be music, hanging out.
Yep.
We'll get some water and stuff down there too. I mean, obviously with the cooler, there's going to be minimal space,
Yeah,
but
right,
yeah, we're
right.
trying to figure out if there's something we can do for like a hot cocoa bar or some marshmallows or something like that
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I mean, it's just a big bonfire hangout.
Yeah,
Just
sounds like
a
a fun
reason
time.
for friends to get together and sometimes after the New Year, there's that lull of you're on this big
Exactly.
high,
Yes.
and now there's nothing to do. So we wanted
Right.
to kind of just keep that rolling.
Exactly.
So.
That sounds good. And then there's a beer.
Yeah, so the 15th Mankato Craft Beer Expo comes
Okay.
through.
Okay.
So we'll be there. It's always fun to promote that.
Okay.
The region brings together a bunch of craft brewers and us.
And where is this held?
So that's at the Civic Center in Mankato.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, our staff will be there. Some of the family's going to run over there, and we're going to do some pre and post releases and parties and things like that. So it's right in our
Good.
backyard. So
Right.
we're kind of jumping in with 2 feet this year on it.
Exactly. So when you walk through the craft beer expo, you get little shots or.
Yeah, so when you come in, you basically get, admission, and then you get this little glass, and then you can go around and sample various
Okay.
beers and things like that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Well, now
really
that
cool.
sounds like a fun day.
Yeah, it's a really cool way to, you can try different beers without really jumping
Buying
into
it.
a whole thing.
Right.
And some of these breweries travel from all over the state or the region that normally are either trying to get a foothold into the region or are experimenting with new things. A lot of the times breweries will bring like a specialty one-off beer. So there's a lot of things you can try for the first time and
a great
without
idea.
without really kind of
Investing a bunch of
Yes,
money into it, right?
exactly.
That sounds fun. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, anything else going on in January?
Yeah, I mean, we have some rentals and other things sprinkled in. Our depths tours are kicking off right away. So we actually moved it up a week. It was the third Thursday. It's up to the second Thursday. We just found that kind of better with people's schedules around the brewery. Those are selling out really quick.
So what is the depth?
So
tour?
we do once a month. We do it's called Into the Depths tour. So one of the family members, either Ted or Kyle, will lead this tour. So you start in the museum and they go a little bit further. Usually our public tours are about an hour. So it's about a third of the history in the museum, a third walking the grounds, and then a third for the sampling. Well, you get about 45 to 50 minutes of history from Ted and Kyle themselves about their family, which they're super obviously passionate about. So you hear all these different stories. I've listened to it 5 or 6 times now, and I learn something new every single
Right.
time. It's great because they'll see something, they'll think of something, they'll say something, and it's never the same tour.
Or somebody asks a different question.
100%.
Yeah.
And then we go through the bottle house up to the old copper kettle, and usually that's where we stop in the brewery, but we actually go further. So we go into the depths of the brewery. So we go see the new brew house, we go down through production, into the tanks, all the fermentation tanks, we go see the bottling line, all that kind of stuff, and then we basically end in the caves at the original tap room down there, and then we have a happy hour specifically just for those people, and you get a souvenir pint glass and a drink on us, and then halfway through the tour we actually go and grab beers off the line that morning. So whatever's being brewed that day, you get it's about as fresh as you can get. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of
so
fun.
do they sell out? Do you need to book ahead of time?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think the next 2 are probably sold out.
Really?
It goes really
Okay.
quick, yeah. So
Okay. So do it online? Is that the
online,
best
yep,
way?
that's
Okay.
pretty much the only way you can do it.
Okay.
We don't do like a first come first serve because we just don't know at
Right,
that point. So
right.
this is the only tour that you can get at Shell's that you can buy previous to the day of.
Okay, that sounds like a really fun thing. Just keep watching. Or
Yeah.
Can you book already now for like
Already,
March, April?
yep.
or-
I have the whole
okay.
month or the whole year already open.
Oh, wow,
So if
okay.
you wanted to get Christmas presents for next year,
Wouldn't that be a great Christmas
Great,
present? Or
yeah.
whatever kind of present. Yeah, yeah, that'd be a fun day out. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything else happening?
yeah. And then the end of the month, we're looking at kind of those family-friendly events. So we did Pints, Puzzles, and Pizza last month. We really haven't done anything this month, but the end of January, we're going to do Legos and Libations. So this is a family-friendly event. Teams up to 3, or 3 kids and a parent, but the parent can't help. They just have to be there. But yeah, we're gonna have a 3-in-1 Lego set. So this Lego set has 3 different things you can build with it. It kind of gets easier, medium, than the final piece. So it's gonna be timed events, and kind of the
And
best.
you have to build this.
You have to build them. Yep. So you'll build each one of the 3 little pieces in the set, and we'll do. We'll have it timed, and then there's points allocated, and the team, after 3 rounds with the most amount of points, takes home the crown. So,
Wow.
and you get to keep your Legos at the end too, and
Cool.
yeah, just another little thing, just in the morning too. So it's like a 9:30 check-in, 10 o'clock start, so it's not a late night thing, and something fun to kind of kick off the day.
Yeah.
So
I was telling Kurt before this aired that my daughter and I took my grandson to Legoland in Florida probably 5 years ago. And there's a reason there's a bar on the first floor of Legoland. So this is gonna go hand in hand. This is gonna be a fun,
Yeah, so
fun day.
yeah, I mean-
Something completely different again
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
dream up when you're not sleeping. Yes.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, not that I'm
That sounds great. That sounds good.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
mean, obviously, just normal business hours.
Do you have
as
any
usual.
big sale in the gift shop after Christmas? Any?
We're
like
gonna
in
do
January?
So one thing we are gonna do. So on the 15th is actually National Hat Day.
Oh, okay.
So online and in the store, we're gonna do 15% off of all hats on the 15th for
Wow.
National Hat Day. So
Okay,
if
so-
you're looking for new hats, we got some new ones in for Christmas. If you haven't checked it out, this one actually just came in yesterday.
Okay.
So I had to wear this one.
Cool.
But yeah, we're gonna do something fun with that, and we're kind of looking, kind of how that would look moving forward with
Yeah.
kind of different beer-related holidays, and unofficial
Exactly.
national holidays,
Exactly.
and things like that.
Well, and if you need a hat for Bachfest, now's your time on January 15th to go down and get it, because Bachfest you are probably everything
so-
is ready to go with that.
Yep. So I've already started that. So the music is already booked. The kind of all that entertainment is squared away, and after right here in the beginning of January, the letters go out to the volunteers to start wrangling the troops. So
Good. Yes.
yeah, it's
Before
right
you know
there.
it, yeah, exactly. It just creeps up on you really quick again. And the dates for Bachfest, so people can kind of get
The
that.
second,
March
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Yep, first
Okay,
Saturday.
That's Saturday. So
Yep.
hopefully it'll be 40 degrees yet and be
At this
no
point,
mud.
it might be 70. Yeah.
Exactly. True. Or we could have 7 feet of snow. You never know, right?
Welcome to Minnesota.
Exactly. Well, thank you, and we look forward to everything that's happening at Shell's because it's always fun.
Appreciate it.
So,
Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, now we have Lauren McMacken with us, and she's from the Brown County Historical Society, another one near and dear to our heart and things that are happening also. So first of all, I want to give you kudos. I just had my grandkids to the Menzel Village and Pearl Roiger's
Yes.
village piece too, which was absolutely amazing. And if you haven't seen it yet, how long does that go yet? How long will you have it up?
The exhibit goes through the end of December.
End of December. So you probably, if you're seeing this now, you aren't going to be able to see it, but you missed it because it was really, really good. Yes, it was really, I mean, the Menzel Village is just a given, but adding the Pearl Roiger exhibit this year was really, you did a great job. Just
Yes.
really great job.
Our
So
curator Ryan had such a fun time putting it out too.
it's just amazing how she painted this. And
Yeah.
I mean, the replicas look exactly the same as the houses in the building, so it's neat. But so you've got some stuff coming up in January. You've got Saving Your Stuff.
Yes, and that is taking place on January 11th.
Okay.
And it'll be over the noon hour, so noon to 1.
Okay.
And it is a free program, and it entails a 45-minute presentation followed by a 15-minute Q&A.
Okay, and it's going to be at the annex, right?
Yes,
Okay,
museum annex.
Okay, all right. So a lot of times people just don't know what to do with their stuff. How do you save it, right?
Well, yeah, and then when you have a bunch of different mediums as well, like art and heirlooms and just even pieces of paper that you don't want to lose, it's hard to know exactly just what to do.
Oh, this sounds interesting. I mean, everyone's got pictures and papers and, and even grandma's wedding gown, like how do you save this? So that really does sound interesting.
Yeah.
So is it going to be put on, who's actually doing the presentation?
So we are partnering with the Minnesota State Historical Society.
Okay.
And so they are sending down Megan Narvey, their outreach conservator.
Okay.
And she works with both the MHS and the smaller historical organizations throughout Minnesota to help everyone to know just what exactly they need to help each community member with what they have. Like, because you mentioned a wedding dress, some people want to preserve those, or say a matching wedding ring.
Right. It is. And even in the basement of the museum, if you've ever gotten a tour of the basement of the museum, it's so neat. But they've got a textiles room, which is completely different, and how you lay
Yes.
your fabrics and everything is just really interesting compared to like the art that's hanging. And so it's neat. It's
And-
very neat.
And they'll tell you about things too, like humidity and how you have to keep your humidity adjusted.
Oh, sure.
Like
Okay.
right now, it's so dry. How do we
Right.
make sure that it's not too dry?
Exactly.
We
Right.
need that fine line for everything.
Okay. That's Ryan's full-time job right now, is controlling humidity in the museum, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I believe
yes.
it. I believe it. Okay, so where the second floor, what will go in that space now?
That will be up to Ryan.
Okay.
He has a plan for it.
Ooh, so
and it's
keep watching.
Yes, it is a secret plan, and we will have some more information coming out near the beginning of 2024.
Oh, interesting. This will be good.
Yes.
Ryan's always up to something good, so that's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
That's good. Okay, so when you're putting like these village pieces together and everything, you always need volunteers, right?
We do.
Okay, so what kind of volunteers, like who are you looking for?
So specifically, we're looking for front desk volunteers, somebody to just help kind of manage things around the front of the museum. Also volunteers for our Kiesling House.
Okay.
And that is more towards summer. So if you're looking at having a slower summer, or if you have some high schoolers that you'd like to get out of the house a little bit, send them over to us and we'll help them out at the Kiesling House, teach them the history of the house and how to give a semi-guided tour of it.
Okay. And then the front desk, like how many hours do you have to sign up for? Like do you have to have a certain amount of hours? Are you open to anything or?
You do not have to have a certain amount of hours. We do normally look for from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, so 3-hour shifts.
Yes.
Okay. And then you greet people, collect money if they're not a member,
Right.
to see the museum, or if they want to buy something, or
Yeah.
right. What other kind of volunteers do you need?
So we are always looking for meet and greeters at our events, and that goes for both presentations, like with Saving Your Stuff, or our special events that we have around March and May each year.
Okay. So that's like at the annex checking people in, right?
Yep, at the annex checking people in, or if it is at a special event, it might be at one of the event spaces within Brown
Oh,
County.
sure. Okay. All right. And are you still doing the trunk shows at different places as well, too?
Yes, we are still doing the trunk
Okay.
shows, and we're doing trunk shows and presentations now.
Okay.
And so currently, I'm going out to the different senior living locations throughout Brown County with a World War I presentation.
Oh, neat. Oh, that sounds neat.
Yeah, and it dives into both an overview of World War I and how it affected the citizens here of Brown County.
Okay. Do you need volunteers for that, too, or are you good with that right now?
We're good with this right
Okay,
now, but
okay.
if anybody would like to volunteer to help with researching new presentations,
Oh.
that would be
Oh, wouldn't that be
lovely.
fun? Especially with our research library. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
one of the best in the state. Yes, exactly. So if you're interested in that, so they can just reach out to you, right, Lauren?
Yeah, they can
Okay.
reach out to me directly
Okay.
or just give the museum a call.
Okay, and just ask for Lauren because she will put you to work.
Oh,
does
yes.
does Ryan need any help over in the collections area?
I think Ryan is good as of
Okay,
current,
okay.
but I would check back in around the summertime.
Okay, all right. Okay, anything else happening at the museum?
I think as for right now, this is about it, although we will be doing our book collection. So speaking of saving your stuff,
Yes,
and it's not just books, it's also CDs and DVDs
and puzzles too, right?
and puzzles.
Okay, and when is the book sale?
Book sale, that'll be about mid-April. We'll have more
Mid-April, okay.
information later on.
Okay, but you'll still have the rubber tote outside that you
Yeah.
can drop the books in. And that is about as slick as you can get. So when you go through your little library at home, you can just drive through and they've got it right in the parking lot. It's a Rubbermaid trunk. And
Yeah.
you can just throw your stuff in there and it's great, right? The only thing you don't want is encyclopedias or
Or
anything else?
magazines.
Magazines. Okay, so don't put any of that in there. They don't want it. Yes. Yeah.
Sadly, no.
Exactly, that's right. Okay, so be cleaning, when January 1st, start cleaning your closets and your books and take them to the museum. So it's a great fundraiser for the museum.
Yes,
Yes.
and the official book collection as well will begin on March 25th.
March 25th, okay, all right. And then the sale, middle of April. So,
Yes.
okay, so you've got a good amount of time to get your books there. So, all right. Anything else?
I believe that that's it for the Brown County Historical Society.
Before you know it, summer will be here and the Kiesling House will be opened and
Oh, yeah.
lots more programming happening. So, all right, well, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Welcome. We've got Sarah Warmka with the Chamber of Commerce, and even though January might be a little quieter, there's still some things going on in the chamber also. Everyone says, "Oh, it's kind of quiet," but no, it's not really.
Is January supposed to be quiet?
Yeah, it's not.
We didn't
not
get that
in New
memo.
Ulm. Not in New Ulm. You've got some fun coming up.
Yeah.
Let's start first with the Friday night event, the Wine, Puzzles, and Fun.
Yes, wine puzzles and fun at the Franklin, right? So yes, this is a fundraiser for the New Ulm Business and Retail Association. It's on Friday, January 19th. And so what it is you get a team of 4 and you register for it. And then the first team to finish putting a puzzle together, it's a 500-piece puzzle, drinking 2 bottles of wine, and eating a charcuterie tray. First team to finish all 3 of those elements is the winner.
Oh, that's just fun. So how many teams, is there a limit to how many
Yes,
teams?
40 teams is
40
the limit.
teams, okay.
And by the time this airs, it might be sold out, but
Okay.
definitely check out newulm.com,
Right.
to see, or call the chamber. But yeah, we've got several teams signed up already, and
This is the thing right now is
It is a
it's
big
just,
deal.
Right. It is just, yes, puzzles, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next day is really, you're gonna hope for some perfect weather.
Yeah.
Or
You know.
actually a snowstorm could be
It's
kind of
fine.
fun, really.
It's fine.
Either
Yes.
way, it's gonna be fun.
So we are trying our first ever outdoor beanbag tournament on Saturday, January 20th in the heart of downtown New Ulm. So we're going to close the street. We've got 15 sets of boards. We've got 15 wonderful sponsors that will have their logos on the boards. And then 60 teams. We can have up to 60. So registration is still open. So if there's people that want to sign up for that. So teams will compete, and you know, it's just a whole bracket thing with beanbag tournament, and we'll see. Hopefully, it will be fun. But there's more than just that too. So even if you're not playing, come down and check it out. See the activities in the streets. There's gonna be heaters. There's bonfires, s'mores kits, a hot chocolate bar, a warming tent. Shells is gonna be there. They'll do some beer poking, you know, like they do at Bachfest. What else is happening? There's a couple games. So there's some fundraising games. This is also a fundraiser for New Ulm Business and Retail Association.
Okay.
So both the puzzle night and the beanbag tournament, everything raised there stays in NewRes account, and they use that then to promote New Ulm.
Okay.
So it doesn't go for any staffing or anything. They just use it for promotion of New Ulm, which is really cool. But yeah, so come down, and then there's a couple of fundraising games too. So one is begging for booze. So there's like an opportunity to buy chances to throw, and then you could win different levels of booze, or begging for buddies, right? So we want to make it kid friendly as well. So kids have a different game that they can play. There's also going to be a trick shot contest in between the pool play and the bracket play. You know, like a shoot with your eyes shut, go behind the back, you know, that kind of thing. And then there's a DJ all day. So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
it's going to be
so
fun.
this is going to be on the block right in front of the Chamber of Commerce.
Exactly.
On First North.
Yep,
And,
First North in Minnesota.
Okay, it sounds like fun. And what else? I mean, you want to get out of the house, you know, by January 20th, it's going to be, hey, it could be 60 degrees that day. You just never know. That's
right. It could be, and
That's
if it's
right.
cold, that's okay. Just bundle
That's
up,
right.
right?
And go shopping.
Go shop. Yes, you can
Yes.
duck into one of the stores or the shops or something
Exactly.
downtown and warm
That's
up in
right.
between. And
That's right.
It'll be fun.
Speaking of Newbury, you also are getting ready for the home show.
Yes.
Yes, and that's got a
yes.
different name this year.
It does,
Okay,
because
tell me
we're-
again what it is.
We're adding recreation this year. So it's the Home Health and Recreation Show. So
Okay.
hopefully it will just appeal to even more people. There'll just be even more things there to see
And
at the home show.
Newbury sponsors that as well.
Exactly.
And that is March
22nd and 23rd.
Okay, all right, so make sure you put that on your calendar too, because that'll be
Yes.
here before you know it too.
Yeah.
And then you've got some exciting, I go on, and I just said this in the segment before, I go on newulm.com all the time for a lot of different reasons. But your calendar is fantastic on there. And
Yeah.
everybody, it's free, first of all, if you've got an event, it's free to put on there. So make sure you add your events. And then, but you're going through a whole new website.
We are. Yeah. Our current website is 8 years old, and you know, technology, how these
Yes.
things work. And so we just really want to make it the most dynamic, user-friendly experience. And so, yes, just launched a new website.
Okay.
And yes, we still have that community calendar, like you said, free to
great.
everyone. So check it before you're planning events,
Yes.
and check it to see what's happening. And then there's also the jobs board, which is also free for anyone to post jobs on there or to look for jobs. And then some other pages also.
Right.
But yeah, it's a great resource. There's about 30 to 40,000 page views every month at newulm.com. And we were kind of chatting briefly before, but our social media efforts, so I've been in my role for 2 years now. So the first year we reached 2.5 million people, which is incredible on our social
Right.
media. This last year it was 4.7 million. And I think it's just because New Ulm is just,
It's just
people
New
want to
Ulm.
follow
That's
it. They
right.
want to see
That's
what's
right.
new, what's happening, you know, all these new programs and fun things and so many new businesses and ribbon cuttings. And it's been really incredible that
And
the
there's
attention.
just been so many attention-getting things
Right.
that New Ulm has had. I mean,
Right.
last year on Realtor.com, New Ulm was named one of the 10
Yes.
best cities to live in America. I mean, just those little snippets of things. I mean, it's just always,
Yeah.
we're always getting some attention for something, you know, so
Right.
it's great. It's
Yes,
great.
it is
Bring it
great.
on, right?
We love it.
That's right. And you've got a lot of new members this year besides social media.
Right, yeah, 55 in 2023, which now brings us to, I think we're at like 353 is
Okay.
our total number. So I mean,
So
if you
this
think
is, and they have to be
50
businesses in the New Ulm.
businesses that serve the New Ulm area.
That
So
serve
they don't
the New
have
Ulm
to be
area. Okay,
located in
okay,
New Ulm.
okay.
We have businesses from Mankato, Searles,
But as long as they
Mississippi.
serve New Ulm area.
Yes,
they can become a member of the chamber.
Yes,
Okay.
we actually have a couple, Adobe, for example, is nationwide, but they really want to push their products here locally, so that they are one of the new members also.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
lots of members.
Yeah.
Mostly local though.
It's exciting times, and
Yeah.
by the time this airs, we will know who won the lighted display,
Oh,
the
yes.
business. What do we call that again?
Festive facades.
Festive facades. That's it. So we'll know who the winner is.
Yes,
so I'm
there's
excited
been a
about
lot
that.
of votes.
Yes.
It's fun to see. I know
Yes.
who's in first right now, but I'm not
Oh,
going
no,
not gonna say it.
say anything. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. Anything else, Sarah?
Well, I would just say too that as we're voting for things, so we also are right now accepting nominations for Tourism Person of the Year, which you are personally
I
familiar
know, I'm
with.
going to have to give my crown up this year. I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet.
And also Business of the Year.
Yes.
Give up a couple crowns.
Yes. New Ulm Real Estate was Small Business of the Year, and our flag is blowing proudly. So we have got a few more weeks to get this attention yet. So
Yeah.
it was a great year. It really was fun. We had so much fun with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're accepting nominations for both Tourism Person of the Year and Business of the Year through January 12th.
January 12th.
So
Okay.
Get your nominations
Okay.
in by January 12th, and then we'll have the winners will be honored at the February 8th annual meeting.
Okay.
So,
Really,
here we go.
It is an honor. So make sure that if you know of somebody that is deserving, make sure that you send your application in, because it's really fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Anything else? Yeah. And then
That's
you've got
enough.
your annual meeting February 8th. So that, yeah, it's a busy
That's a big
time.
deal,
It
too.
is a big deal.
Yeah, it's
It
gonna be
is.
fun.
There's a lot of people that go to that, and it's
Yes,
a lot of fun.
That's a
lot
big
of
one.
fun.
We're also doing a board retreat in January too, so spending a
Okay.
lot of time kind of doing a refresh and blend. So we've got new board members, which is really exciting, and then
yes.
some veteran board members. So we're all going to get together on January 18th and get down to the business of what we're doing.
Wait for more things to be happening at the chamber then after that.
That's
Oh,
right.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Now we have Tamara Firth here, and we are excited because she's with the Grand Center for Arts and Culture, and there's always things happening there as well. So what should we talk about first? The cabaret, the singing, the stuff that's happening in the cabaret first?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, and actually, I just want to mention too that January it is a little bit slower
Yes.
in the cabaret or in the Grand in general because we do do some deep cleaning and repair work. So we're actually
Well, people
closed.
are just busy with their families
Yes.
and Christmas parties, residual Christmas parties. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of that's kind of all over. It's kind of
Right,
that way.
it's a little
So
quieter.
That's
So
right.
we are actually closed to the public until like January 18th. And
Okay.
then we open up on the 19th kind of with a bang.
Cool.
So
Cool.
because our first event in the cabaret on January 19th is Andrea Lynn. So
fun.
she always draws a
Yes.
huge crowd,
Yes.
a local favorite, well, regional favorite, really. And we are going to be changing our hours in the cabaret. We were
Okay.
open previously from 7 to 9, and we're going to extend that to 9:30.
Okay.
Just
Oh, good.
feedback
Okay.
from patrons, a little more time. So, so yes, our new hours will be 7 to 9:30. And like I say, Andrea will start on the 19th. And then our other event in the cabaret that month is Caleb Braun Schultz, Mark Braun, and then Ben Scruggs. They do a really neat tribute band, or tribute, I should say, to Bob Dylan and John Prine.
Right.
So that will be on the 26th. So
Right,
those two
right.
performances.
And if you haven't listened to Andrea Lynn, getting back to her, she's more of like a Emmylou Harris, kind of a soft country rock.
Right, kind of a
Bonnie
singer-songwriter,
Raitt, yes,
folk.
really neat. It's
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful songs.
And I think
Yeah.
she has some new music too.
Oh,
so I
good.
think
Okay.
that's kind of, it'll be exciting. Maybe she'll share a few.
So
on
those are
those.
Friday nights, January 19th, and then Friday, January 26th. Fun.
Yes.
That's fun. Okay.
So, yes, so we have that. And then also on the 19th, we will open the gallery again. So
Mm-hmm.
the gallery wraps up end of December, and then it's kind of quiet. We do, again, some repair work in the gallery, and that will open up on the 19th as well with Michael Weekman, and he is a teacher out at MVL.
Oh, okay,
And he's
okay.
an incredible artist himself, and just has a lot of really neat artwork. He does photography, painting, drawing, and he's going to share one of his more unique collections with us. It's artwork that's been created with cardboard, so kind of his cardboard exploration, it's called, and it's really impressive. So that will open on the 19th and run through the 16th of February, so about 4
Okay,
weeks.
and then you've got a reception that night for that, and that's at 6:30. That January 19th at 6:30.
Yes.
Okay.
We kind of like to, schedule our events so that if someone wants to go to the gallery opening and then listen to some music,
Perfect
it's
night. Yes. Yes.
So,
And then he'll be there during the
Yes.
reception too, so you can meet him too, right?
yes,
Yeah.
we try to have the artists there so they can
Yeah.
talk a little bit about their work, and then, like you say, just answer questions from people. And I think it can be really inspiring too for young artists to have an opportunity
Right.
to talk to someone who creates art. So
Exactly. That
yeah.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay, then in the
And I was going to say, and going along lines with the museums, our smallest museum, which is typically out front, we decided this year we're going to kind of bring that in for the winter, just because it is hard to find exhibits that, withstand the weather
Right.
conditions in Minnesota. And also that needs a little repair work, so that will be indoors until probably March. We'll bring it
Okay.
out again in the spring. So
Okay.
we are going to bring it back, but you won't see it out front
Okay.
in the
Okay.
winter. And then, and then a little programming. We, again, will be starting back up with programming. Really busy down in Cellar Press. We've got a lot of things going on down there. We have a new bookbinding resources where it can create books and journals, that type of thing. So you'll be seeing some classes in regard to that over the winter. But in January, we're going to start out with a linoleum block carving. So that some people can come in, try their hand at that, and create cards. So, yeah.
Neat. And then you've got a children's class coming up too.
We
Children's
do
painting class.
that actually. We've kind of realigned some of our youth programming, and we're going to be pushing that off until February.
Okay,
And
okay.
it'll be more of a Valentine
Oh,
themed,
neat. Okay.
kids kind of creative
Yes,
class.
that'll be fun.
So,
Yeah.
we've been doing a lot of the children's learn to paint classes,
Mm-hmm.
and just to mix it up a little bit, we're going to have kind of different themes with those children classes. So it won't always be painting, maybe some craft or that type of thing too.
Right.
So.
And then back to the 4 pillars, I forgot to add this. You can go in, like, if you can't make it to the reception that night on January 19th, you can view it at any time. You can go while you're open, right?
Yes. And our hours, starting in January, will be, our opening will be 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon.
Okay,
So
10
10
to 4,
a.m. to
that's
4
perfect.
p.m.
Right.
So, hopefully that gives people opportunity to come by and check out what we have.
Right.
And I always like to mention, too, that we do have our elevator in the back of the building, just because I know sometimes the stairs, when when people come in, it's a little overwhelming, that big staircase. But so definitely, we try to make it accessible for everyone who wants to come see the art.
Right.
So.
Well, I was at a restaurant eating out last night, and we could see the kids doing the painting on the second floor, and it was
Yes.
dark out, of course. It was just neat to see that activity on the second floor and all the lights on at the Grand. It's just neat. It's
Yes.
just- you guys are doing a great job.
Well, and that's perfect lead-in, because that was our art therapy class
Oh,
led by
okay.
Bridget Gusso. And so that's something that we've got a wonderful grant to help support that during the school year. And that's 2 Wednesdays a month. So in January, that will run on January 10th and the 24th. And it's geared toward middle school students.
Okay.
So they need to call the grant actually to register.
Okay.
There isn't a fee associated with
That was a good
So-
segue, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. And I know she's been having a lot of fun with that,
Oh,
and
just-
the kids
yeah,
are too.
yeah.
So it's been a really positive thing. So we've got that too.
Good. Anything else?
I know. Anything else? We do actually, yes, have a few more things. Okay, I'll kind of tying in with Cellar Press. We have our artist residency program again
Oh, okay.
this year. So we're starting our new cycle, and our first artist will come in January, and she's someone who's familiar with the Grand. Caitlin Lang is from the area, very, very talented printmaker, and she'll be staying with us for a couple weeks, then creating a body of work in Cellar Press. So we have that, and then a few other things that we have going on. We'll be doing our Art House film series again. We'll be starting that up in February, so look for that in February. We partner with New Ulm Film Society, so we've got some really unique films that we'll be showing this spring. And we are going to continue our art outreach program to the Ridgeway on German and Ridgeway on 23rd.
Great.
And there too, we have some wonderful teaching artists, Kay Burnett Martin, and then retired art teacher John Ingebrigtsen.
Yes, both
And
art
they-
teachers, just incredible.
And I feel like it's been such a win-win in
Yes.
that the teachers are really enjoying the opportunity
absolutely.
to
Yes.
continue teaching, and the residents, the numbers are growing. There are a lot of people really excited about just having enriching experiences,
Exactly.
you know,
Yes.
in their life. So
Yes.
they had really a fun one in December, just kind of
The
some
Christmas
holiday.
trees, and yes, if
Yes.
you're a friend of any of the assisted livings on Facebook, they were incredible. Like, there's a lot of talented people in our town.
Well,
It's
and
just
that's exactly
great.
it. There are a lot of artists, and
Yes.
it was funny. I think even one of the residents said, when I was younger, people said I wasn't that good, with art. She goes, and she looked at her work, and she goes, I think I am. And she had made, beautiful
It really
drawing.
was. It was great.
So,
Yes.
so that's been a lot of fun to just see that program. And then something new that we've kind of just dabbled in this fall, and we're going to continue now in the spring. We have a member, Deb Eglund, who really loves the indigenous instruments, the indigenous flute and indigenous drum. And so she has a collection of them and likes to invite people to come and join this indigenous drum and flute circle. And so you don't need an instrument. If you have one, you can bring your own. But otherwise, she has instruments to use, and it's just an opportunity to really appreciate these instruments, to learn more about the music that they create. So that is on the second Tuesday of the month. So that'll be January 16th.
January 16th,
From
okay.
3 to 4. They meet for an hour a month. But
Well, there's
yeah.
a lot going on at the Grand for
So
January,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, I guess. Even though
Yes.
we're kind of,
The first 2 weeks are cleaning and sprucing, and then the next
Yes.
2 weeks are busy. So lots of
Yes.
new things, lots of new artists, and it's
Yes.
great.
So-
Yes. Well, fantastic, and make sure that you check out their Facebook page too, because they're always posting. You're always posting things
Right,
too.
check out our Facebook, our website. We're on Instagram as well, so to kind of.
And you're
have
also
a
really
pulse.
good about putting your stuff on newalm.com as well on the events calendar. So everything is
For
on
the
there,
chamber,
right?
yes.
So if you click on it, you'll get exactly what it is. This is where I got all my information. So it's
You
wonderful.
did your homework.
I try.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a great January.
Yes, you
Right,
too.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are now with Mary Ellen DeMeyer of State Street Theater. And this is an odd thing. I get to interview Mary Ellen DeMeyer, and 35 years ago, you interviewed me for a job, and I worked for Mary Ellen for 20 some years. So Mary Ellen, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I would say that I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I love it. But secondly, I would say that I've enjoyed the career that I had as a banker here in New Ulm, 30 years with currently Franzen Bank and Trust. I also did a 3-year gig with the New Ulm Area Catholic Schools as their executive director once I retired. And ever since 2015, I've been deeply engaged with State Street Theater as either their executive director, their chief financial officer, president and chair, and any number of other roles over the years. So that's been my part of being engaged with
It's a big
State
part,
Street
a
Theater.
very big part. So we've had a busy December at the
Oh
theater.
my gosh, we certainly have. When you look at the many events throughout the year, in fact, it's been a hectic year. But in December, we had a heartwarming, charming play,
was.
The Christmas Express, where a curmudgeon lady who was a station master at a train depot, uniquely, the town was named Holly, of all things, and she was anything but full of Christmas spirit. But by the end of the play, this curmudgeonly lady was full of the Christmas spirit. It was just charming, kind of like a Hallmark
It was,
play.
yeah. And Gwen Ruff was the person that played the station master.
Right.
And she did just a fantastic job.
Right.
We had a brand new actor, Dick Gerska. He hadn't acted, he's in his 60s. He hasn't acted since he was in high school.
Right.
He loved it. He just made, you just make new friends this way also by
Right.
volunteering and being in plays.
Well, and that's part of the mission of State Street Theater. Part of what we do is try to have 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4, and once in a while even 5 plays that the community members are putting on. And by community, I mean area community, where people come from this particular region of the state, and they can try out their stuff as actors, as directors, as producers, as set painters, whatever it might be.
Costumes, there's so many things behind the scenes.
Right,
that-
right.
And while neither one of us have acting ability at
No,
all.
no,
None.
no.
None.
Nor singing.
Nor singing, no. But there's always things that you can volunteer for, and that's what I love doing. Ticket takers or bartender or ushers. We're always looking for for more volunteers. And the best part is that like with the Christmas Express, you can volunteer and then you get to watch the play, and it's fantastic. And
That's
you really do meet new people, and that's
that's
a fun way.
exciting and
It
fun.
is. It is.
The other event, though, that we had in Christmas was so
yes.
heartwarming. If the audience that's viewing this today could have been there and heard Minnesota's finest baritone, Robert Robinson, sing, and he had backup singers, he had wonderful musicians with him, but when he sang "O Holy Night," I don't know that there was a dry eye
Right,
in the
right,
theater.
exactly, right.
It was just wonderful to see that. So that's kind of been...
That was a beautiful, a great way to get into the Christmas spirit in December with
Right,
him.
right.
Right. So now tell us about some upcoming events.
Well, if you want to know, in one sense, we've gone dark. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment or two, what that means. And we've done this every year. December, once we finish the last event, which this time was Robert Robinson, we go dark. We don't have performances on the stage, so to speak. We do that for the remainder of December and all through January. Number one, there's usually blizzards in
Right.
that time frame, so it's not a good time to have events. It could be troublesome having to reschedule. But we also take the time to do some deep cleaning and things of that sort. So that's one part of going dark. And again, I'll touch on that a little bit more. But we do, in January, have 2 events that will be coming up. So they're not stage events per se. We use the backstage area to host an appreciation event. And when Lisa was talking about all the volunteer opportunities, this is where we hope every single person who's ever volunteered with, along with their friends, because we want to hopefully recruit more volunteers, are welcome to attend an appreciation supper at the theater. It's hosted by the board of directors, and we serve barbecue, hamburgers, and lots of other things, have a few door prize drawings, wonderful drawings, and just let people know kind of what's going on at the theater and have a good time. We just want to say thank you to the literally over 200 people, if you count all the people that have been engaged with plays as well. All of those people that volunteer at the theater and make everything happen. So that's taking place on, if I can read my notes here, January 9th at 5:30. And if anybody is interested, all they have to do is call our office number, 507-359-9990, only because we want to make certain we have enough food. Last year, we almost ran out. I think there were a couple people who didn't get a barbecue.
So
But
make sure you RSVP by January 9th, but the date of
yes.
the event, the volunteer appreciation, is Tuesday, January 16th at 5:30.
My apologies. And then there is another event in January, though, and that's called Spruce Up Saturday. We've been doing this for a few years now. So there we have a list of all of the touch-up things that need happening. And of course, with construction that's going on, reconstruction that's going on at the theater right now, there's going to be a lot of dusting and polishing that's going to be needed. We have some areas that need some touch-up painting. We have some storage areas that need some order restored to them. So just a variety of things. And there too, if anyone would be willing to volunteer and serve as a helper on Spruce Up Saturday, we start the morning at 8:30 with continental breakfast. Then everybody moves off to their assignments and tackles that and gets those done. And then we conclude at 11:30 with a pizza lunch. So again, anybody who has got some time, bring along a scrub pail, some rags, maybe a paintbrush if you have one, and maybe even a few tools in case you get assigned to something like that. And we can put you where you prefer to help, whatever area you're comfortable with. So that's the second thing that's going on in the month of January.
It's really fun, you know.
Yeah,
when
it
you
is.
tell somebody you need to clean, it's not nearly as much fun as when you have a whole group of people cleaning together, and
right.
the time goes really fast.
Right.
And there's always a list of things, so it's not like you're standing around idly. They will put you to work, and it's really
Right.
really fun. It really is nice.
There's
nice,
even
good
some
morning.
clerical things. If somebody likes to help sort through paperwork or things of that sort, we will happily take advantage of that as well.
Exactly, right.
Thank you so much.
Right. So if you can help, just so that we can get a count on how many people are going to be there, call us at 359-9990 or write info@statestreetnewulm.org and let us know if you could help out. And that Spruce Up Saturday is Saturday, January 20th, starting at 8:30, and we're usually eating pizza by 11:30. So it's not real long at all, just
No,
a few
one
hours.
way.
Yeah.
Gets you
Right.
out of the house in the midst of winter.
So, and we used to wash down every single wooden seat.
Yes.
We no longer will have to do that.
Right, and that's
That's
the other
right.
part of going dark.
Yes.
So this year, unlike other years, we have the capital campaign project that I'm sure you've heard of in various ways over the last many months. We have that going on right now. And the prime rib of the whole project is the fact that we're replacing every single wooden seat that Lisa also referred to earlier. Those seats are in fact, also the blue seats that some of you are familiar with as well that were donated to the theater some years back, the cushioned ones that are kind of at a little bit of a slant along with our slanty floor. But anyway, those wooden seats are youth size. They're 17 inches wide, period. So if anyone has any girth greater than that, it gets really uncomfortable sitting there, as well as if anybody has a bad back, 90 minutes through a production or a music concert or anything for that matter. So every single seat is being replaced with beautiful, I don't want to give away too much because I want everybody to have the surprise of seeing it, beautiful cushioned seats, carpeting on the floor, aisle lighting, and in the balcony, originally we weren't going to do this, but we thought we've got everything torn apart. Let's put in railings. The balcony, for those of you familiar with it, you know that it's tiered seating, and there are no railings, so you get out of your row and you want to go down the steps. The chairs are too low to use as a rail, if you will, so we are putting safety railings in there as well as aisle lighting. So that's going to be fabulous. The sidekick to that is when you touch anything inside of a building, the state requirements are that we need to expand our sprinkling system at this time. We had some grace since the time we became State Street Theater to wait with that. We had quite a bit of sprinkling in place, but what's happening now is the rest of the auditorium, the theater portion, that's being fire sprinkled. The hallways are. The offices are, everything on that first floor is in the process of being sprinkled. So we're going to have an additional safety measure. And then just added to it, because we had a very generous donor who has given us some money to at least start some improvements with our restrooms. And I'm sure some people will be happy about that as well. We've had seats available. We set them in the parking lot. And there were about 30 takers for some of those seats that we had in the auditorium, the old wooden seats.
Mm-hmm. And so far, we're a few weeks into the reconstruction. So all the seats are out. Presently, all the seats are out of the theater, both upstairs and downstairs. All the green tile and the asbestos has been abated. And properly. And let's see, what else is, they're fixing the patches on the floor where the seats were removed, right?
Right, there's anchors with all of the seats, and there's so much more to this than what would think, oh, they're pulling seats out, they're putting seats in. Nah, it's not that simple.
Right.
So all of the anchors have been pulled, that left holes in the cement floors, up and down. All of those have been filled, they've been patched over. There will be a topping put over everything. And one other thing I didn't mention, in the back of the theater on the first level, we have raised a platform on both sides where there will be the ability for people with wheelchairs or walkers to sit and enjoy the play at a level and be close to the door. Don't have to go down that slanty slope to find a seat. So we've got that built into the scheme of things as well.
Right, and if you have given already, we thank you. For any of those people that gave $5,000 or more, they will be memorialized in a plaque right in the Glotzbach Gallery. But if it's not too late to help, we're still a little bit short of our goal. So if you are interested, please notify us at 359-9990. And Lisa or Kelly at the office will get in touch with Mary Ellen and
Either Mary
she
Ellen,
will-
me or Andy
Andy
Beeble.
is
We're
the other
co-chairing
co-chair,
this event.
Right. So,
And I would just mention with that, we did have a capital campaign earlier in 2016. It started 2017 in that era. And that one wasn't as much fun. I
No.
mean, that one was $350,000 that went to needed things, but not glamorous, not like the seats at all. We used that to separate utilities from the apartment side of the former high school, junior high administration building. We used it to put in new water system, new steam connection that would take care of the theater, as well as electric system. Things that needed to happen, but weren't tuck pointing the building. It's not something as visible as what those new seats are.
This time you're going to be wowed.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes. So after it's all done, which is going to be pretty quick here, what's all going to be happening then?
That's when we launched some new events for the calendar year for 2024. So our very first event is something we're really excited about. In fact, if some of you, are looking at what you could gift somebody for Valentine's Day, if you're a Prince fan, and even if you're not, just because you'll enjoy the concert, we are putting on a Prince tribute show. Chase and Ovation is the performing artist that will be presenting that for our benefit. And that's going to take place at February 10th at 7 p.m. at the theater. But we are going to have tickets available in 2 tiers. One is $30 to come to the concert at 7 o'clock, and the second one is at $40, but it includes $10. The $10 extra goes to the Minnesota Music Hall of Fame, who are collaborating with us. And even though they're closed at that time of the year, they are going to allow our patrons who pay for that extra ticket to come in and view all of the Prince memorabilia they have on hand, as well as memorabilia from many Minnesota's wonderful artists. And they'll have a little reception there as well, serving some snacks and a beverage. So we invite people to choose one or the other and join us for that particular event. There'll be an exciting beverage at the theater called
Purple Rain.
Right.
And we actually tasted it at our Christmas party the other night. So it is really good. It's really good. It is purple. And it's very good. You'll want to try it. And then you've got something exciting for the whole family coming up also.
We do. All of us are really excited about
Yes.
this. I just want to back up to Prince one more time to say that already tickets are selling. There's a lot of interest in it, so if you have any interest, you will want to make your reservation soon. Let us know that you're interested and get a ticket. But what Lisa's alluding to for a family event is going to take place on a Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. We are bringing in the Jolly Pops. Now, when I first heard that name, I thought Pops, pop music. No, it's 3 dads, and they're stay-at-home dads. I'm thinking some of them perhaps work from home, but they are the house spouses who take care of the kids. And in that process, they were all friends. They started doing things for their children, for their kindergarten classes, for park programs, and so forth. And now they're traveling and they're doing shows at schools and at places like State Street Theater. So they're going to come in and have a wonderful interactive time with youngsters and their other family members. So we hope people will come to that. And that, for ticket pricing, is really reasonable. Children under 12, $5, and $10 for adults. So hopefully folks will take advantage of that. And again, you can get your tickets by calling 507-359-9990, emailing info@statestreetnewulm.com. And we also will have tickets available both at Hy-Vee and at the Chamber of Commerce for Prince tribute or for the Jolly Pops.
So then coming up in the rest of 2024, we've got some fun things. In March, we've got something to chase the winter blues away called
Right.
Tiki Time. There's food, beverages, dancing to Bob and the Beachcombers. None other than Joe Meidel will be auctioning off. So this is a
real party.
It really is. It's going to be a fun night.
We may
more.
even learn how to do the hula.
Oh, yes. That will be Saturday, March 8th. So more information will be coming up on that as well. But that'll be fun in March. And then some other things coming up would be...
Looking in general at the year as a whole, we have a comedy mystery taking place in spring. The end of July, we're going to have Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, a huge cast. There's room for children in there. By the time you view this, we will have a director assigned, and then be watching for auditions so that whether it's you, whether it's a friend, and new people, don't worry if you've never been in a play or done anything for a play before. Time for you to audition. So be watching for details on that as well. But we're also having in April, we're bringing in a Chicago tribute, and in May, hold on to your seats, Garth Brooks tribute. And that too, we are having a lot of interest in both Chicago and the Garth Brooks tribute. Our bookings committee, chaired by Dan Kalk, is hard at work looking at filling out the entire calendar of 2024. So future shows will have more details on what's all to look forward to.
There is some great shows coming up, a great Christmas show already booked, so it's just going to be fun. So,
Yeah.
right, and we also, Michael Hanley is in charge of the plays, the programs.
Chairs that production
Right,
committee.
and that, he's really just doing a great job with that as well. So we're excited about the two plays that we know of are coming up, that he's working on some more, but Who Done It and To Whom, that'll be coming up, and also then Joseph and the Amazing Dreamcoat. So,
Yep.
all right, anything else, Mary Ellen?
Well, I would definitely want to say thank you to a few people who deserve, well, everybody that's helped with the theater deserves it. But in particular, we do appreciate the fact that Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council has been supportive of some of our events. They've made possible to have our Christmas play. They helped with Robert Robinson. They're going to be helping with Prince. And so we appreciate that the Minnesota taxpayers make that possible through the legacy fund the state of Minnesota has. And then as far as the capital campaign, we have had two significant donors who have given in excess of $100,000 each. The Thor Mickelson Media Foundation, Thor and Cindy Mickelson, and Roger and Carol Ryberg through their family foundation. We're extremely privileged and honored to feel that they have that much confidence in State Street Theater to help us make all of the things that are happening as far as seating and everything else happen. And then a big thank you to the City of New Ulm and New Ulm Cable Access Television, who allow us every month to bring forth to you this particular show, Something Artsy. Lisa has been, as a board member, has taken that on as producer and pulls together many different interesting things that are going on in the community, in the area, and brings that to the public to view. And we're very appreciative of them for making it possible for us to have this show here every month.
Well, and be watching make sure you always check our Facebook page and also our website, because there's always things happening on there, reminders of tickets to be purchased and so
That's
forth.
right.
So
Yeah.
make sure you like us on Facebook as well. So
Right.
we've got exciting things happening, so keep watching. Thanks.
Great.
We now have Leroy Harris with us from the library, right upstairs. He doesn't have too far to come down for this interview, so that's great. So welcome, Leroy.
Thanks for having me again,
Yes,
Lisa.
absolutely. So what's all happening? Should we start with the adults or the kids first?
Well, let's start with the library in general.
Okay, library in general. Perfect.
So there are holidays through the winter time, and so in January we will be closed for New Year's Day on January 1st, and so that does shift a few of our programs a little bit, and then we'll also be closed Monday, January 15th for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So those 2 days, library's closed, so stock up the Saturday before.
Exactly.
We will be
That's
open
right.
those Saturdays. But yeah, starting with kids, story time and pajama party story time both are taking a break now that they've finished for December, and they will be coming back on January 8th and January 10th, Monday and Wednesday respectively, at their normal times. The Friday special story time, which happens once a month, is going to be at 10 a.m. on Friday, January 19th, so a little bit later in the month this time. But there is, again, a no-school afternoon movie. In January, they are going to be showing The Abominable, so that'll be cute. And that'll be at 2 p.m. in the children's room. And again, for the no school afternoon movie, we provide the popcorn. You can bring your own water bottle and enjoy a fun kids movie there. Then our regular monthly activities for kids in different age groups, so the Creative Kids and the Wacky Wonders, and now our Anime Club as well. All of those are happening. You don't have to register for Anime Club teens. Just come, hang out, eat some fun Japanese snacks, talk about anime, watch some episodes. It'll be a lot of fun. For Creative Kids and Wacky Wonders, you do need to register on the website. So Creative Kids is Wednesday, January 10th at 4 p.m., so after school. And then Wacky Wonders, turning my page, is on Thursday, January 25th, so towards the end of the month at 3:30 again, after school. And then we also have our sensory playtimes now. So not story times, playtimes, with all sorts of sensory toys, and there's a little bit of stories going on. But you do need to register for those, so our youth services librarian, Miss Catherine, can make sure she has enough things out and ready for everyone. So there's the regular sensory playtime is on Thursday, January 18th at 10 a.m., and then the evening one will be on Tuesday, 23rd, so the following Tuesday at 6 p.m. And so,
Okay.
that's the children's.
All I'm thinking about while Leroy is saying one fun thing after another is, I remember coming to the museum when it was, or to the library when it was over by the children's, coming up the side street. And if you walked in and you were a kid, usually the librarians just kind of glared at you like, okay, you are going to be quiet and you're not going to say a word, right? And you'd quietly get a book and you'd quietly leave and go read your book at home. It is so different at the library.
Very.
I mean, granted, that was, a while ago, but my goodness, what a great, there's activity after activity.
Yeah, libraries have adapted to the 21st century. We're really a
Yes.
community hub. We love having people here, and occasionally we still get people come in and be like, I need to be quiet.
Yes.
And we say, no, no, you don't. This isn't an archive. You're okay. You can talk.
Oh, it's incredible.
But we've got lots of fun things going on for adults as well. So our regular programming, like our 3 book clubs and our poetry group, are all meeting. Because of the New Year's Day holiday, our Litwits Book Club will be meeting on Tuesday, January 2nd at 6:30. And they're going to be discussing Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude. It's a great book.
Okay.
And then our History Book Club, they're meeting at their winter locale over at the City Center Apartments at 115 South Minnesota Street. And they're going to be meeting on Tuesday, January 16th at noon, and they're going to be discussing A Fever in the Heartland by Timothy Egan.
Okay.
Kind of about the growth of the Ku Klux Klan in the 1920s, kind of. Right? And their downfall as well. And then our Mystery Book Club is going to be last Monday of the month, January 29th, here at the library at 6:30 p.m., and they're going to be discussing Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. So it's a really good one, too. Our Civil War Roundtable, of course, meets the same day as the History Book Club in the evening at 6:30 p.m. And then our Genealogy Club meets the third Thursday of the month, and so that'll be January 18th at 6:30, so you can come for that. And of course, the Film Society is continuing their series on courtroom dramas. January's film, second Tuesday, the 9th at 6:30 is Kramer versus Kramer from 1979. And then, what am I not missing? Okay, those are all of our regular programs. Now I can get to the
new stuff.
The new stuff, right? So we have a visit from Minnesota author Jason Lee Willis. He's a retired teacher, and he's going to be coming to present about the 1830s expeditions of Joseph Nicolet, the French explorer. And so that should be really interesting, and talk about the different places he went, the tribes that he interacted with, the maps that he created. He was a phenomenal. His diary is just really cool, and you can find it online for free. But Jason Lee Willis has traveled to a lot of the locations where Joseph Nicolet explored, and he's also written a fictional novel about Joseph Nicolet in kind of a fantastical setting. That's really fun too, called The Alchemist's Map.
Interesting.
And then we have our winter reading program for adults. So the kids get their fun summer reading program. Adults, now is your time. Our winter reading program starts Thursday, January 4th, and it runs through the end of February. And this year, our theme is painting pictures. So we've done different themes over the years, like a Monopoly board or a bingo thing where you read different books to, highlight squares or whatnot. And I looked around and I have not seen any other libraries do this, so I'm in new territory here. But so as you read books in different genres, it gives you access to color palettes that you can then use to color wintry scenes. And so you have to use at least 3 colors to finish a wintry scene, which puts your name in for drawings for Chamber Books prizes at the end of the winter reading program.
That? And
So,
perfect. What else are you going to do besides read during that time?
right, and so you can read and then you get to color pictures too.
Right.
And so you can register at the circulation desk starting on January 4th, that Thursday.
That's when it starts, January 4th, so you can register then.
Yep, and
Okay.
then you can participate all through the month of January and February. You don't have to, if you forget about it at the beginning of January, you can still register in February or whenever you get to it. And as long as you complete at least one picture, well, not only do you get your name in for one of those prize drawings, but you also get one of the books from our prize shelf as well. So
Okay.
you get a free book out of the deal too. So people always have a lot of fun. We get really good interaction, so we'd love to have you participate and come join in on that.
Well, not only that, but if your New Year's resolution is to read more books, what a great way to kick it off.
Motivation, right?
Motivation. And you can win a prize possibly.
Yes. Yep.
So,
Yep.
fantastic
And
idea.
we're trying to do more prizes this year, so better chance of winning.
Exactly.
And then we also have another art exhibit coming in January. So local artist Michael Weichman, he's a teacher over at Minnesota Valley High School over there. And he is going to be bringing his exhibit called Handle Without Care. And they are all artwork done on cardboard. It's really interesting to look at. And so that'll be up in our nonfiction area starting on Wednesday, January 17th. And that evening at 6 p.m., Michael's going to do a presentation to talk about the art. So please come to that as well. We'd love to see you there. So Chess Club is happening and all the other fun things that we have. Our Memory Lab is getting a lot of use right now.
Knitting club, that
Yep,
whole
we've,
thing?
yep,
Yes.
we've got our needleworking club. Art group starts back up on the third Wednesday. So that is the 17th in January. They'll be back. So stop by the library, see what we have that you can enjoy.
There is something you're gonna enjoy. This is incredible. Yes, every month is just amazing what you all come up with. So good for you. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
And
having me.
again, we'd like to thank State Street Theater is grateful to the City of New Ulm for partnering with us to let us be on New Ulm Access Cable Television, whose filming of this show makes this whole thing possible. Also, we'd like to thank New Ulm Area Foundation, Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council, and the Minnesota State Arts Board, and the taxpayers of Minnesota who provide grant funding through the Legacy Fund. And so we are very grateful for all. So thank you. We'll see you next month.